Ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump is the greatest president and the biggest troll that there ever was, is, or ever will be. Because while trolling Chuck Schumer into oblivion, he just pulled the Uno reverse card on two corrupt Obama appointed judges. And it just seems like no matter what they do, no matter how hard they try to make this government shutdown and human suffering all his fault, it just keeps falling flat on its face and backfiring. And here's yet another example. You're not going to want to miss this. But first, make sure you click like and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And if you want to support this channel and like what we're doing here, go to MyPillow.com, enter promo code Nick at checkout, and get free shipping on all the MyPillow products. I personally just ordered the percale sheets because I keep hearing so many great things about them from Neil Johnson. He talks about them like they're the most amazing thing that's ever happened to him. Oh, and I also got like 10 cases of the energy drinks, which I just learned about. Apparently they have no caffeine, they get you all jazzed up, and I'm going to be pumping out videos left and right thanks to Mike Lindell. So if you want to support the channel and great patriots over at MyPillow, use promo code Nick at checkout and get free shipping on everything. Now, without further ado, let's pull this up and talk about it. So in case you missed it, today an Obama-appointed judge ruled that Donald Trump must use his emergency powers to fund SNAP benefits. And he wants Donald Trump to use the $5 billion emergency fund to cover it temporarily, which, by the way, is not even enough to cover the month of November. SNAP costs $9 billion a month. And this $5 billion will probably get you 2, maybe 3 weeks. It's not nearly enough money to cover the month of November. Here's the thing here. This money is actually like a contingency fund, which is only really used when there's like a natural disaster or like some unforeseen circumstance where there's a delay in the funding. They have this money set aside. It's set aside by Congress in the event that they need it. However, in this situation, where there's a full-blown shutdown of the government and the appropriation bill has lapsed and you haven't passed through a new appropriations bill, that money is not to be tapped into to replace a missing bill, a missing appropriations bill. That's not what this is for. In fact, there's actually written legal parameters of how this money can be used and what exactly it's for. And nowhere in there does it say you can act like a whiny crybaby and hold the entire country hostage and make people suffer and try to blame it on Trump. And when that's not working and you look like a complete asshole, then you can tap into this money to try to save face and bail yourself out. They know this money can't be used in the event of a shutdown, but what they're trying to do is create a narrative that this money's just sitting there in a big piggy bank and it could be tapped into if the Republicans and Trump just had a little heart and a little sympathy for the 4 million Americans that they're causing to suffer and starve. That's the narrative that they're trying to paint. And it hasn't been working well for them, but they just got this Obama-appointed judge, McConnell, to issue an order today that Trump must use the emergency funds for the SNAP program. But here's the problem with that. First of all, there was a separate federal judge in Massachusetts that ruled that the USDA actually has the power to fund SNAP benefits. So there's two conflicting things here. You have one judge saying it's Trump, he's the one that has the authority. And then you have another judge in Massachusetts that says it's the USDA that has the power. And then they say in this Gateway Pundit article that separately, a third judge, Indira Talwani, also an Obama appointee, stopped just short of issuing a temporary restraining order and said she will hold a hearing on Monday. So you can see what they're trying to set up here. The day before the SNAP benefits run dry and hysteria and panic ensues, they're having a judge, an Obama appointee, a Marxist lackey, issue an order that puts the ball in Trump's court. They say it's Trump's responsibility to use his emergency powers to tap into this money and fund SNAP and feed the 4 million hungry Americans. And they're going to point the finger and say, look, they told him it's his responsibility and he's not doing it. So it's all his fault. But as soon as they tried to pull this stunt, Trump already flipped it around on them and put the ball back in their court masterfully, and also trolled Chuck Schumer at the same time. Check it out. So here's what he had to say. Our government lawyers do not think we have the legal authority to pay SNAP with certain monies we have available. And now 2 courts have issued conflicting opinions on what we can and cannot do. I do not want Americans to go hungry just because the radical Democrats refuse to do the right thing and reopen the government. Therefore, I have instructed our lawyers to ask the court to clarify how we can legally fund SNAP as soon as possible. It is already delayed enough due to the Democrats keeping the government closed through the monthly payment date. And even if we get immediate guidance, it will unfortunately be delayed while states get the money out. If we are given the appropriate legal direction by the court, it will be my honor to provide the funding, just like I did with military and law enforcement pay. The Democrats should quit this charade where they hurt people for their own political reasons and immediately reopen the government. If you use SNAP benefits, call the Senate Democrats and tell them to reopen the government now. Here is Crying Chuck Schumer's office number, 202-224-6542. So he put Chuck Schumer's office number in his post, and now all the hungry baby mamas are going to be calling about their EBT. God. I mean, it's the funniest thing in the world. How can you guys not laugh? Come on. Okay, no, we got to be serious. People are hungry. It's not funny. Get your composure, Nick. All right, so this is epic. I mean, these judges, they really screwed the deep state over here by issuing conflicting opinions. You have one judge saying it's Trump. You have the other one saying it's the USDA. You have another one that can't even make up her mind. And now Trump is using that as ammunition to flip this around on them, saying, I would love to feed the hungry people. I do not want to see Americans starve, unlike the Democrats. But we have to get clarity from the courts before we can make a decision on this. And even if he did make a decision today, it would take time for the states to issue the money. So there's going to be a delay, and it would sure be nice if the Democrats would just open the government, wouldn't it? He puts the ball back in their court, flips the thing around, Uno reverse, just when they thought they had him pinned. And that's why he's the master. He is the most epic troll, the best there ever was, is, and ever will be. And they cannot pin him down. They cannot control the narrative when you have such a force to reckon with that is Donald Trump. Everything they throw at him comes back and smacks him right in the forehead like a boomerang. So you'd think they'd learn their lesson after 10 years of using the same exact tactics over and over and over and failing. You know, I just had this idea, by the way. I think Trump should invite all the baby mamas over to his house, to the White House on the front lawn, and just buy them all McDonald's. We're having fun. We're having fun, everybody. I ate a lot of my kids' Halloween candy, and I'm all jacked up. So I apologize for losing my composure multiple times in this video. But if you like this video, please leave a like. Let me know what you think down in the comments section. Use promo code Nick to get free shipping at MyPillow.com. Links in the description. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.